At first light, the plain looks empty.
Beneath the golden grass, in the shadows of a single acacia tree, in the still water of a shrinking pool cliff. But the strangest part is this. Everything here, the grass, the water, the silence itself, is running on borrowed time. What looks peaceful is, in truth, a countdown. What happens next will unfold across a single turning year, one season bleeding into another, one story colliding with a dozen others. The real story begins with the rains, the moment the sky finally breaks, and the whole wild world wakes up at once.
For months, the land has waited. Cracked earth. Dry riverbeds. Dry riverbeds.
Animals scattered thin, following the memory of water that no longer exists. Then, on the horizon, clouds begin to gather shade, dark, heavy, unmistakable.
The first drops fall like a signal.
Within hours, the parched ground drinks deep, and something extraordinary begins. Green, pushing up.
Elephants are often the first to sense it, great grey shapes turning their heads toward a storm still kilometers away.
Behind them, wildebeest gather by the thousand, restless, calling, beginning to move as one enormous, living tide across the grassland. But rain does not just bring life.
It brings opportunity, and with it, danger returns to the plain as well.
When the grass grows tall and soft, a different kind of urgency takes hold. Across the plain, mothers begin to give birth, almost all at once, as though the entire herd has agreed on a single, unspoken deadline. A wildebeest calf stands on trembling legs within minutes of being born, because here, standing still is not survival, it is an invitation.
Nearby, in the long grass, a lioness watches.
She has cubs of her own, hidden in a den of rock and shadow, and every calf born on the plain is either a meal for her family or a threat that grows up to compete with it.
The relationship between predator and prey is not cruelty. It is balance, one that has repeated itself here for longer than memory reaches.
Meanwhile, above the herds, hooded vultures begin to circle with quiet patience, reading signs invisible to almost every other creature on the plain.
But this was only the beginning of the season's story. Not every story unfolds on open ground.
In the forest edging the plain, a very different world moves at a very different pace. High in the canopy, a mother leopard carries her single cub gently by the scruff, moving him to a new hiding place. Below, in the shade, a troop of olive baboons forages through the undergrowth, alert to every sound, every insects hum in the heat.
Birds dart between branches, gathering material for nests hidden deep in the foliage.
Even here, far from the drama of the open plain, life is a constant negotiation between hunger and vigilance.
Outside, the wildebeest migration continues to move, and ahead of it lies an obstacle that will test everything. Eventually, the herds reach a river.
slow moving on the surface. But beneath that calm water, ancient shapes lie waiting, barely visible, patient in a way few other predators can match.
The herd gathers at the water's edge, hesitating.
One wrong step here can end everything. But behind them, the pressure of thousands of bodies builds, until finally, one animal moves and the rest follow in a sudden. Crocodiles explode from stillness into violence in a heartbeat.
Some crossings end quickly, brutally. Most animals make it across. Some do not. It is neither triumph nor tragedy, simply the plain's oldest rule, repeated once again.
On the far bank, survivors shake water from their coats and continue walking, already pulled forward by the same instinct that carried their ancestors.
The greatest challenge had not yet arrived. Then, gradually, the rains fade. Waterholes shrink. Rivers slow to a trickle. The plain that once felt endless begins to narrow into smaller and smaller pockets of survival. This is when the plain shows its harder face.
Tumults. Elephants dig into dry riverbeds with their tusks, searching for water hidden just beneath the surface.
Predators, too, adjust. A cheetah, built for speed but not for endurance, must choose her moments with total precision, because in this heat,
meanwhile, the young born during the rains are growing quickly, testing new strength, new speed, new instincts, because the world does not wait for anyone to be ready.
Outside waited a completely different kind of season. Back in the den among the rocks, the lioness's cubs are no longer helpless.
They tumble over one another in play that is really practice, stalking, pouncing, learning the exact movements that will their mother watches, intervening only when needed, allowing mistakes, because mistakes, here, are how lessons are learned. Not far away, the leopard cub has also grown bolder, following his mother on short hunts, watching every movement, absorbing patience as much as skill.
Both mothers know something instinctively. This window will not last. Independence is coming, whether the young are ready or not.
But eventually, one by one, the season's young begin to separate from their mothers. Some driven away, some simply wandering.
It is not abandonment. It is the plain's oldest lesson, repeating itself once again.
As the dry season deepens, clouds begin, once more, to gather on a distant horizon.
The wildebeests, having circled vast distances across the year, sense at first a shift in the air, a memory older than.
The lion cubs, taller now, more capable, watch the herds pass with new understanding.
The leopard moves alone through the trees, fully independent, carrying forward everything his mother taught him.
Somewhere in the tall grass, new life is already stirring, preparing to begin the entire cycle again.
Nothing here truly ends. The rains will fall again. The grass will rise again.
The herds will move, the predators will follow, and the plain that looked empty at first light will once more reveal it. From the struggle of one season, the promise of the next quietly begins.
The story ends here. But somewhere, beneath the same sky, it is already beginning again.